So before we call the rest of the cast and the directors on stage, we'll have a photo op first, I think. And we will do a photo op later as well. So we'll chat with the two of you before we call anyone on stage. This looks real fun, and
Don't make them wait too long.
no, they won't. We'll be done in 5 minutes. But before that, this is fun. This is back to your own zone, and the lines are cheeky. The title is fantastic, and it shows in the trailer as well. So is this going to be completely cheeky film for you? Is it fun like that?
Yes, it is fun. And I think Raj and DK have written something when we were working with them on Go Goa Gone. I thought that was really funny. And so, we wanted to do something else together. And this happened, and we read it and thought it was quite new and progressive. And it's also a bit of a spoof on romantic comedies. The guy, the writer, lives in America, so his sensibility is slightly different. And he has to write a Bollywood film. So in a way, we're kind of making a little bit of healthy fun of ourselves.
I'm particularly interested in who came up with this title.
I think it was Raj and DK. It was always the title. It came with the script, yeah.
Too many trips to a very close by destination, but we will talk about that later. Dinesh, you've got a great association with Eros as well. This is the third big film, and Cocktail was fantastic, and Love Aajkal as well, and now this as well. So
Actually, we've done Go Goa Gone also with
yeah,
them, so it's the
okay.
fourth.
So this is
It's
working well. This relationship
yeah, I
is
think
working
we
very
both
well.
have
Yeah.
a very healthy equation with both the Lulla brothers, and we've with both Sunil and Kishore Lulla. And I think we've done love. What like Saif said, it's a romantic. It's a comedy that on romantic comedies. We've done Love Aajkal and Cocktail, and now in a way we're making fun of romantic comedies. So I think it's a good team, and it's worked for us so far. So we're not
Looks
gonna-
good as well. So we'll talk to the two men in question, Raj and DK, the directors. Let's call them on stage, and a big round of applause as well, guys.
Hi all.
This duo, very dynamic. Love the films, love the look of all the films that they jump into. And this gentleman as well, Mr. Saif Ali Khan. A word about him. The first word that comes to your mind.
Happy ending?
Really? Did he have a lot in the film?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him that question.
Okay, we'll come to that. But otherwise, he looks a lot of fun to to work with. I mean, I haven't worked with him, so I can't comment on that. But you will
Well,
have to tell
fair
me.
enough, fair enough. But the genesis of the idea, I think this film is tailor-made for Saif, right? Because of all the people today, he's had so many rom-coms that is made, and people have loved them. And
They
he's-
made money as well. Not all rom-coms
yes,
make
yes,
money.
he's
This one's
made money.
have,
They've
yeah.
made money actually. Yeah. And so I think it's best for him to kind of, be in a position where he can poke fun of his own films in a certain way. But this film is also a rom-com at heart, so it's the next step for him to take.
Your experience on the set, is it always madness on the set, or especially when you do comedies, or was it very organized and organized chaos, as you want to say it?
It's like clockwork. Saif shows up on time, and we're done by lunchtime.
There's a huge smile there. There's a huge smile.
No,
Yeah.
it's you have to put parentheses and say everything opposite of this. But it was great fun. The Saif, he talked enough about Saif, but it's Saif's sense of humor that really connects the film to the audience and everybody. At the same time, the cast is terrific. I mean, for us, a big discovery was Ileana in terms of the way she progresses in the film. And Ranveer, of course, is hilarious as ever. And Ranveer, that was Ranveer, I think. And
Cheering for himself.
Kalki,
I will cheer for you when you come on stage.
yeah, and Kalki steals every scene she is in. So it's just, and Govinda, of course, just every line made sense, and it was hilarious. So for us, it's a great opportunity, and something to put together with this great ensemble cast.
Yeah,
आप लोग,
that's back to form in this film. I mean,
बिल्कुल।
as you can see in the trailer, it's up there.
राइटिंग बहुत मुश्किल होती है, मतलब हंसाना कॉमेडी या सिचुएशनल तो ठीक हो जाता है, लेकिन लिखना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. Do you find writing tough to get it across, or is the direction part easier?
Well, it's part of the process. It has to be done.
Do you hire them, or do you like you're writing it yourself only and then, you know, take it
No, we
forward?
write it ourselves. We also have a third writing partner,
Okay.
Sita Menon, who's
Okay.
pretty much collaborated with us on all our scripts.
Okay.
She's not here today. It was
Probably at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so what we'll do now
Sorry,
is...
a special mention
Yeah.
to even Hussain Dalal, who's done the dialogues for Happy Ending, and I think these guys have really enjoyed working with him. It's for the first time, but he's done really well.
That scene of her leaning forward is just mind-blowing. We'll talk about that. But, so let's start calling the cast in no particular order at all. A little bit. Thank you. Fun again.
Hello.
Hello. It looks very nice. Is this the first time you saw the trailer?
Oh no, I've seen it many, many times before.
And this gentleman standing on your right.
Yes.
Very fidgety right now, but how is he on the set?
A mix of fidgety and calm. I suppose, you know, he's got his moods, but he's unbelievably entertaining. I'll give him that.
I want to ask you, are those lines actually all in the script, or do you come up with some of them yourself? Yeah, in the film.
Most of them are in the script, but there's a little bit of improvisation sometimes.
In the trailer,
The
are there
director's-
any improvised lines?
Yes, maybe. The director
The
said,
last word in the trailer is an improv.
I think they said that they wanted to shoot the film in a little conversational kind of way rather than dialogue-y. So, you know, you kind of say some words under your breath and improvise a few sentences here and there. Yeah, so that happened.
It worked very well. And now, let me break the monotony and call another funny gentleman who's fantastic, one of the best actors I've seen in a long time. And he works very well with Avalanche onto the stage. Ranveer, good to see you on screen again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And you keep taking these breaks. This time you were on TV in the break, but otherwise, why do you take these long breaks?
I think those breaks, Salil, are called unemployment. That's when you're not employed and you're looking for work. And it's true. Yes, I get a lot of them.
Oh,
Every time.
but you're looking good. The beard is also suiting you.
Thank you.
Are you
We
here?
started with just the slip of a trimmer and cut to it's the Gurdas Man cut.
So now, let's actually hear, how is Ranveer like on the set? How is he? Is he, because he has these amazing expressions of his that, you know, I've seen at work also. But on set, how is he?
Tell us.
I can't find the words to describe it. So
You're writers, you have to read the film, you have to come up with words.
he's
Come
a
on.
hilarious guy. You just saw him. He's great in improv. He's right on, bang on spot every time. So
Yeah, and that's one of the things we're going for in this film is for the act. You put the actors together there and don't call cut until they keep improving, until they come up with something brilliant, and they almost always do.
Everybody got that? You want to repeat that?
Want another mic?
Tell me something, does he stick to the script? A lot of actors who are brilliant at improv end up doing their own bit also and they bring it in. Do you find it tough to stick to a script, Ranveer?
No, not at all. Actually, that's why I start off on a film, to give the impression that I've done a lot of improv, but actually it's all about the script. So once again, Raj and DK had a fabulous script and I agree with them. It was custom made for Saif. It was right up his alley. The part that they've given me, which I'm fortunate enough to get, was right up my alley. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's rare, you know, during a film shoot for me to be enjoying more while I'm shooting than I'm not shooting. But in this film, it was more fun shooting the scenes than, even more than the fun we were having off the camera. So thank you, Raj, DK and Saif for your generosity as a co-actor. It was amazing.
मैं उम्मीद तो यही करूंगा कि आपको थोड़ा और देखें, बहुत कमाल के एक्टर हैं आप.
Thank you.
लेकिन जिस लेडी का आपने जिक्र किया था थोड़ी देर पहले, also कमाल की actress who's stolen every scene apparently. Kalki, can you please come on stage?
I'm sorry, I'm supposed to break the monotony over here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All these boys in the set, who's the naughtiest one?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Like, oh, it's so difficult.
Okay, who's the best one? Who's the most saintly? They all look naughty then. Okay, who's the most saintly?
Raj is by far the very well-behaved good boy. He's the one who does all the work. I don't know what DK does. Okay? DK is the one on set who's always like complaining and crying and, you know, like
Really?
throwing tantrums. You know, it's like giving competition to Saif. So, yeah.
So, did you say that Saif throws tantrums?
No, I didn't
Oh,
say that. I
that
was just,
oh.
you know, making a joke.
Oh.
Everything in jest.
Super. Wonderful. So I've had my fill with you all because now I'm going to leave you all to the entire Q&A with anybody who wants to ask a question. Thank you so much for joining us on stage. Do you all want to do?
Brilliant job.
Thank you, yeah.
Okay, in the 5 minutes that I spent on stage, would you... Okay, wonderful. One sec, behind you. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Hi Saif, here.
Yes.
आपने बीच में काफी एक्सपेरिमेंट किए, लेकिन हम ये कह सकते हैं कि ये आपकी जॉनर की कॉमेडी है.
Sorry, is that a question? Okay.
Is it of your genre of comedy जिसमें आप बहुत
I
comfortable
don't
हैं?
think any one genre belongs to anybody like that, but this is something that I think I've kind of done this world before, and it's something that suits us all. But we try to make it different, you know. And if you see the film, it kind of, like we said, because I've done a few romantic comedies, this is correct casting because it makes a little bit of healthy fun also of romantic comedies in a way. It's about a writer who has to write a Bollywood romantic comedy, and he doesn't know how to do that. And his own life is running like that. So yes, it is a genre I'm comfortable with, and I was happy. I think it was great fun working with Raj and DK because they directed in a slightly different way for me. Sometimes in the past we've acted a little loudly, and this one was quite subtle, and they tried to go for a, if I may say, a slightly more international way of acting, which was new for me and challenging, and I really enjoyed it.
इस फिल्म में हमने करीना और प्रीति दोनों को साथ में हम देखेंगे क्या एक सीन में?
No.
Hi guys. This
Was wanting to come and has had a personal. There's an issue at home, a slight loss in the family, I believe. So it's quite a sudden bad thing that has happened. So he couldn't make it. And Kareena normally doesn't show up for films that she has less than a scene in.
Preeti?
And I think probably the same with Preeti, except she's coming to our party tonight. I don't know if someone asked her to come today though. Did you invite her? What did she say?
I think she's busy.
I think she's getting ready for the party.
Hi, Kalki. You started with, commercially, you did Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, ke baad aapne Ye Jawani Ye Diwani kari. Then now it's happy ending. So all films are like, multi-starrer, based on traveling, fun, friendship. So, I mean, aapne apna genre shift kar liya hai, ya you keep doing such kind of films?
I do what comes my way that I find interesting or good, and it just so happens that I just did a film about someone who has cerebral palsy. So I think for me it's really not about the genre. I think as an actor it's great and it is important to keep changing your genre. There are certain things that you are more comfortable with, of course. Playing that role in Ye Jawani for me was very comfortable because I am quite a tomboy, and it was quite fun to just be loud and annoying. Yes, it took a lot of research and hard work for me to play the character in Happy Ending, who is very irritating and annoying and nothing like me at all.
Hi, Raj and DK here. जैसे कि हमने प्रोमो में देखा और सत्तर बोर्ड में देखा है, और अगर वो देखेंगे तो कैसे रिएक्ट करेंगे, आपको क्या लगता है?
We have a UA, certificate is there. Surprisingly, I think Censor Board lately has a good sense of humor, so they are passing a lot of.
Not surprisingly, I mean, good that they have.
Surprising.
Don't change that thing now. Yes, it's great that they have a great sense of humor. You can see what's in the trailer. The trailer has been censored as well, so hey, great.
Okay, we've got somebody over here. Somebody. Why don't you just stand?
Kind of different, so that's why.
Your double role.
Basically, it's we're calling it a cameo in the film. That he's doing a cameo in his own film. He plays a philosopher bum. I guess.
The look was inspired from, Pritham, the musician.
It's not Pritham. Somebody pointed out the similarity, but the idea was that he's a rock star, a failed rock star, a cross with like a dude from Big Lebowski. So it's like a guy who spouts weird philosophy in weird lines, and only Saif gets it, and eats a lot of ketchup.
And honestly, nobody knows anything more about him, including us or any of the characters in the movie.
Hello, Raj and DK here. फिल्म में एक प्रोमो में एक सीन है जहाँ पे गोविंदा सीडी लेके दिखाते हैं कि फर्स्ट पार्ट ये होना चाहिए, सेकंड पार्ट ये होना चाहिए। आप एक राइटर आप दोनों राइटर हैं। जब आप स्टार्टिंग में जब फिल्में बनाना चाहते थे तो कभी आपको किसी प्रोड्यूसर ने कहा है कि भाई ऐसी फिल्में बनाइए, वैसी बनाइए?
It's a true story. A true story.
It is a true story.
We were sitting in front of a producer. He said,
No names.
Narrate this film. So we were narrating with full gusto. It was very bad narration. So he was like, stop it. And he said, listen, he opened the drawer. He gave us Meet the Parents and said, isko banao Hindi mein. So as he said, but then we thought we'll come up with this cute answer and said, this is not enough for a Indian film. He said, to Meet the Fockers bhi le lo. This is for real. And then he said, when we looked at us, he just pulled out a bunch of more and said, isme kuch bhi le lo. So it was inspired from that. True story.
Saif and Ileana, I want to know from you, before doing the scenes which we saw in the trailer, did Kareena have any insecurities ये scenes करने से पहले?
Which scenes?
I have no idea. Which scenes are you talking about? The dialogues which we saw, you know, like remove your tongue.
Oh, you mean the girl going forward? Which is
Yeah, the girl going forward.
Really?
Not enough there.
I mean,
You think? That's kind of insulting to her. No, she's very cool and open-minded and very great support of my career, and we give each other lots of professional space. So I don't think she'll ever have an issue. Yeah.
okay, Saif, आपकी anniversary आ रही है, Kareena और आपकी, तो क्या plans हैं?
I plan to talk about films and relevant kind of questions and answers. Not my new decision is to not discuss my relationship on a public platform. Sorry.
Saif, film में दो beautiful actresses हैं, Kalki and Ileana.
Yes.
According to you,
There's a lot of beautiful actresses.
yeah. So according to you, who's the hottest? और किसके साथ?
It depends. They all have their days. Sometimes when Kalki puts her hair up, it's like, oh my God. And then Ileana turns up one day, different look, and you're like, oh my God, you can't decide. It's amazing. That's the thing, you know. They have their days. You know.
Saif?
Yes.
Hi. We all know it's a spoof and all of that on movies. But as an actor, how difficult or how important is it to, churn out a 100 crore or a 200 crore film, because it's so important right now with Bang Bang and Cake and all of that?
It would be really nice. I mean, ultimately, great box office would be great. But certain films have that kind of thing, certain films don't. So I think an actor should be about doing good roles in good films and being kind of true to what their value system is, and also to experiment, I'm sure. I'll say box office is important. We would like to make lots of money. We'd like our investors to be really happy. But do we go out of our way to put together a film that is designed to make only money? We probably have tried that as well. But this is not one of those.
Okay, but does a box office hit that supports smaller films like a Go Goa Gone?
Yes, I think if you're a successful actor or a star, historically in cinema, the ones that are more respected are people that have also encouraged a different kind of cinema along with their success. This is something that's been happening throughout the ages, and I think that's the way it should be. Yeah.
Is Govinda the first choice?
He's the only choice.
He was the first and only choice for that role.
Hi Saif.
Hello.
Hi, this is Latika from 9XM. I just wanted to ask that you all three are on Twitter, and nowadays boycott on Twitter has been it's been trending the list. So what do you guys think boycotting?
Who's boycotted Twitter?
Not boycotted
Boycott
Twitter.
that film.
Boycott, yeah.
Oh.
The people have demanded to boycott Heather. So what?
Why?
You guys have to.
That was prior to the release.
First of all, I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so Ileana, what
Ask
have
Ileana.
I'm also not sure what you're talking about. Sorry.
Okay, so it was prior to the release, but they had said that there were two trends: boycott Heather and go watch Heather.
Right.
So there were two things that were going simultaneously. That's what she's asking.
But why does anyone want to boycott?
I don't know, because of some issues there. So as an actor and a producer, what do you think? Are you against for a boycott, or are you in favor of a boycott?
I would never be want to boycott anything. I think freedom of speech is great and freedom of expression is wonderful. I mean, also I think, but sometimes, we should have a censor board. Some people can make crazy movies, and we're a sensitive country, so you know, I'm not saying everything should be allowed, but we should be liberal. Yes.
No, absolutely. I think Twitter is a place to voice opinions, both for and against. So let people do that, and you know, that's everybody's personal voice. That's a chance for anyone who even, you know, who might not have power or might not be known to express something. So that's fine. And if you know, I personally don't boycott Heather. I've gone to see Heather, and I very much liked it. But people are allowed to boycott it also. And we can have a debate, a healthy debate on Twitter about it.
Yeah. No, of course not. I don't know. I just don't, you know, I don't think it's something that that's ever really sort of interested me. I don't know. I feel, you know, it's a tremendous thing. It's a tremendous thing to spread news. It's got many advantages. I also feel that to have so many followers, if one had, it'd be hard to keep them happy. It'd be so much pressure on me to say really cool things all the time and like keep them, you know, entertained. And knowing me, I'd say something so stupid after a while that they, you know, they'd start hating me. So it's better to just, you know, keep a dignified silence, really.
Saif,
Mom said you can't have more than 5 friends.
Hello everyone. Here. मेरा सवाल है कि फर्स्ट लुक फिल्म का कितना इम्पोर्टेंट होता है, प्रोमो कितना इम्पोर्टेंट होता है?
How important is the first look?
First impression is last impression.
Okay. सबसे मेरा सवाल है कि अब तक की जितनी भी फिल्में की हैं कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है आप सबके? सभी से सवाल है, सभी से जवाब.
What's the question?
फर्स्ट लुक और प्रोमो कितना इम्पोर्टेंट होता है किसी भी फिल्म के लिए?
Very important.
इतना ठंडा आंसर. Really?
Yeah, because it's so obvious. I mean, the first look is the main thing, right? It's the first thing you see. So that's why we go out of our way to create a nice poster, create a nice moment. I mean, it seems like an obvious answer that it is important. That's why we do it.
Okay, Ileana and Kalki?
I can't imagine let's say anything different.
Okay.
No, I agree completely. I think it's so important. I think you know, there's this whole hype that's produced before film releases, and there's so much talk before it releases. So the first look is sort of a little sneak peek into what the film's about, and if you know that doesn't entice the audience a little bit, then you're sort of, you know, failed a bit, a lot.
I disagree completely. I think there should be no posters, no trailers. We should know nothing about the film nor when it releases.
Ranveer? Same question.
I think it's a very important. I think it's very important, the first look, because that decides a lot of things for the audience and for the filmmakers as well. So yeah, I think it's very important.
Thank you. मेरा नेक्स्ट सवाल है दिनेश जी से कि हमने सुना है कि आप और सैफ अब साथ में काम नहीं करेंगे. 3-4 फिल्में आप लोगों ने साथ में की है, तो ये खबर कितनी सही है या आगे आप दोनों की ये जोड़ी एंटरटेन करेगी?
बिल्कुल सही है. हम डिवोर्स हो रहे हैं.
Really?
नहीं. You want to take this?
No, you answer.
I think ये हमने काफी बार इसके बारे में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. हम दोनों अडल्ट हैं और हमने शादी नहीं की है और हम पिक्चरें बनाते रहेंगे जैसे हमने ये बात भी बनाई. And hopefully, sorry, I got distracted.
No, we work together and we're in a creative field. So what happens is sometimes we end up screaming. So people hear that and they say, "Oh God, I think it's, you know, the company's breaking up." But I think we're a healthy partnership because we're a 50% partnership. So nobody's really controlling it. And some things he likes, some things I like, and we usually sometimes argue. Usually we agree, and it's normally a healthy decision, and it works for us, the relationship and the equation, because it's a good business equation. We are friends today, but we met as business partners. When I wanted to make this company, we did Being Cyrus together. We got along really well. I liked his values on films, and I liked the fact that the way his mind works, you know. And we've had plenty of opportunities if we had to split this company up. And we've got through rough patches and we've argued, and it doesn't really matter how much we argue because we know we're going to do this together. We have lots of fun. The most important film I do is always for Illuminati, and I hope that continues. We will do other things separately also, but that's healthy and nice. But I think both of us enjoy working together and we plan to continue.
Thank you.
Saif, it's Mr. Bachchan's birthday on 11th October. आपने उनके साथ आरक्षण and क्लब में काम किया है. Any special memory to share?
There are many. He's an amazing person, as we all know. So I mean, I think one day after shooting, he read out some lovely poetry by Harivansh Raiji, and that was very special to listen to Mr. Bachchan reciting his father's poetry in his voice.
Hi Saif. With this movie, are you channeling your inner Hank Moody for us? It somehow reminds us of...
It's weird that you say that. It's not, it can't be like that, because then we would have got a XXX from the censor and it wouldn't have run. And but there is something a little bit in the sense of it's set in LA and that's it, really. But no, there's a tiny bit, that the writers and directors also mentioned Hank Moody a couple of times. So maybe as some kind of a subtext somewhere. But no, that is the most cutting edge writing in the world right now, in terms of language and drama and what's happening. There's nothing on TV that is more real and today. So we are not that. We're making a universally palatable film for an Indian audience. So it's not that at all. But they're both writers from California.
Also, Kalki, your movie Margarita with a Straw has done exceptionally well across all international festivals. How has the response been, and do you expect the same response from India?
It's been great, and I don't know what response to expect, and I think that's far away still, so I'll talk about that when it releases in Feb.
Alright guys, I think we'll wrap up. Okay, yeah.
सिर्फ अभी आपने थोड़ी देर पहले कहा कि करीना की सीन्स बहुत कम है. आपको नहीं लगता कि ज़्यादा होने चाहिए? लोग आप दोनों को साथ में देखना ज़्यादा पसंद करते हैं.
Historically, not.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is the most honest trailer launch in the history of my hosting, which has been a long. Saif, thank you so much. That was incredibly entertaining. And we'll just do a little group photograph. Let's just